Hey guys, that's Super True Blue 13 here with your Chelsea Stoke weekend Barclays Premier League match. It's at Stoke, so Chelsea aren't home. And after the disastrous game against Swansea at home on Wednesday, as a Chelsea fan and as a fan of football in general, I don't know how confident I feel if you're Chelsea. For two reasons. Number one, other than I am still convinced 100% Rafa Benitez's managerial power is completely overrated. I don't think he's a good manager at all, and I don't think he should have been brought in as a temp manager. And for the lineups he keeps putting on the pitch, I don't know how to explain it other than they're bad. And Chelsea have a good core of players, whether old, young, or maybe a little bit inexperienced. But even the lineup he put out there Wednesday against Swansea, obviously no Demba. And to not start Frank Lampard, who is a very, very key part of why I think we were even still in many of the competitions and still semi in the league this year, is because he's racked up a few wins for us that we probably otherwise would not have had. You know, last minute goals, inspirational experience. Because you know what? Without John Terry, and I'll get to that in a second, without John Terry on the pitch for a good portion of this season since he got injured against Liverpool back in, I think it was middle of November. I'm not exact on that date, so don't hold me to it. We haven't really had that leadership point, and you will point out, what about Petr Cech? I understand he has been a big leader on this team, but when you play as a goaltender, you don't exactly have the entire field to scream and yell at. You can yell at your defenders and maybe the center midfielders, but other than that, you're not yelling at Torres all the way on the other side of the pitch, And that is, again, another point I would like to make. If we do start Torres, which I am expecting Benitez to do, I have no clue why, but it's Benitez's call. I don't think it's Abramovich's call, as I might have mentioned in one of my videos. I do think it is Benitez's call, and he will do it because he still thinks that Torres is good, and he's not. He's a bad striker. But what really irritates me, before I get to my next part of this video, is that Torres seems to, when he's playing bad, the team plays bad. Because, we go down 1-0 to Swansea. It's not a big deal. As a good team, as a quality team, a Premier League top team, we should be able to come back and, if not at least draw it, then go ahead, 2 or 3 goals. If we're as good as we think we are. Now, I don't think we're as good as we think we are. You could report all the stuff you want about how Chelsea are working hard, and Rafa in his press conference today was like, we still haven't got everything down. No shit, you haven't got everything down. It's pretty obvious when what's happening on the pitch is reflecting what you're doing in the training session, which obviously, as proven by Wednesday, not enough. So, there's that, and moving on though, I want to talk about injuries real quick, since there was some news today, for Chelsea at least. Petr Cech will travel with the team to Stoke, but it is unlikely at all he will play. The big one is John Terry is in the active lineup, but Benitez stated he will not start, which means he could be brought on as a halftime or maybe, well, with Benitez, a 70th minute sub, since apparently he doesn't know what subs are. But that wouldn't be bad for me, even though if he came on really late. I think John Terry, even at his age, could still make, whether it be experience or actual play on the pitch, could make a huge difference. And it's something that I point out in a lot of my reviews, if you watch a couple of the ones back then, the ones obviously I'm going to do. I really do think experience and youth combination is the best combination. I don't think having all youth or all experienced players on a pitch at one time really benefits the team. And it's something that, and then as an American, I understand this because when you watch our sports, if you have a team of old players, whether or not they're experienced and have won championships, it doesn't matter. We need youth. You need players who can, get injured. And, well, maybe not serious injuries, but can get injured and come back quicker. John Terry's injury, had this happened 5-10 years ago, he would have been back already. He would have been back for weeks, in my opinion. But because of his old age and the fact they wanted to slowly push him into the to lineup again, that's a big part of it. And I think for the most part, that's the right thing to do. You shouldn't rush him back in with his age. But I do hope his experience can turn this team around if he does play Saturday as a sub, because you know what? We need some leadership with Petr Cech being out. Although I do have to admit, Ross Turnbull has done an incredible job in goal. We need experience. And Frank Lampard is slated to start, according to some reports, in the midfield, so that'd be great, because I thought he should have started against Swansea. Other than that, though, the game itself, I'm expecting a loss. And as a Chelsea fan, you'll be like, what? A loss? Yes, because regardless of the lineup you put out there, as long as Fernando Torres is on this pitch, we are not going to have very much of a chance to win. Because Torres, two things about Torres. One, he misses a lot. He misses. It's a fact. But two, he's very, very bad at assisting players. this year specifically, I'm not talking about the past. I don't care about the past. I'm talking right now. When he seems to get the ball, even when he's doing a little bit of moves and trying to get past the defender, he doesn't have the vision to look across the pitch and see, Azard moving into position, and that's why I don't think he should be playing at all. I don't think Rafa should start him. But on to my final point in this video real quick. That was a really quick point, I'm sorry. But my player of the game I'm predicting is going to be Eden Hazard. And I have to say, he's kind of underperformed goal-wise, but he's been invaluable to Chelsea as a playmaker, because he doesn't score as much, but unlike Torres, he has incredible vision for players, moving into the box, and maybe he can, long cross it in a header. And that's something else with if Demba Ba does start, which I'm really, really hoping he does, even if he has to play with Torres, is that he's a very good header of the ball, which could come in handy since we really don't have, other than David Luiz, we don't really have anybody who's that ridiculously tall in the box. And I said this in my review video for the Swansea game, I don't want Ivanovic on this pitch. I know he's going to be there because you don't really have anybody else to fill his spot. I don't want him. After the mistakes he made against Swansea, which are a good team but not a ridiculously high team, even though I don't think Stoke are nearly as good as Swansea are quality-wise, he does a slip-up like that again, anybody's going to score on us. And so, I didn't want him out there for this game. I don't want him. So that's my opinion. That's my preview. You guys can leave your that was really scrambled. I was trying to go more consistent. I'll try to get better at that, guys. You can leave your comments and opinions down below. And I want to do a question of the day / preview for the weekend. If Rafa Benitez continues to lose easy matches, either at home or away, regardless of where it is, should he be sacked? Because Roberto Di Matteo, I think, unfairly was sacked against losing to a team in Juventus who were dominating Serie A, whereas he's losing to Swansea at home 2-0, and Roman Ivanovic isn't going to pull the trigger on that. It does seem a little bit odd, and but I don't know if Abramovich is ready to admit that maybe he was wrong by bringing in Benitez. So, yep, that's your question. You can leave comments on that or on your opinion for the preview of the game. But one last thing, if you didn't know, I did it with the Swansea game. I'm going to do it again for the Stoke game. I live tweet, and it's kind of like alternative comedy commentary, since on TV, you can't really express your full emotions of a game because, copyrights and, I don't know why I said copyrights, inappropriate language. So, if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'll put the link down below if you haven't already followed me on Twitter. So yeah, that's it, guys, and I'll see you for a review tomorrow, Saturday. Yeah, I don't know why I thought tomorrow's Friday. For tomorrow on Saturday. So yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.